Thank you, Paola. Thank you, biofacturers. Learning today. So for our last segment before lunch, yes, there is a lunch and it's coming soon, I'll use a phrase that is often overused. And I'd like to welcome to the stage a creator who needs no introduction. Please welcome Philippe Starck. Welcome, sir.
Darling. First, I have something to say. Whoa, strange, no? The sound. For this fantastic young people who was here, and the guy was very sexy also, girls, but the guy was wow. And I am a client. I'm a client. We put order now. The order is very simple. I am in charge of the next space station, which will be launched in 2024. And I need a lot of materials. And for some technical reason, and also because I don't want to use synthetic product and things like that. And no way I shall use dead animals. That's why I am waiting for your product. I am asking now since 1 year to a Californian company who tell me every 2 months it's ready, nothing happened. That's why now I ask you, please do it. You have 4 years in front of you to give me the materials. First order. Serious, huh? So, darling.
You are here in a comfortable seat.
We
you
sit.
Don't need a microphone. You might need some
I have
water.
one. Thank you.
Please take a seat.
I can sleep also here.
You can stand, you can dance, you can sing, you can do whatever you like. So, Philippe, we are here today to talk about the next perspectives on design, creativity, the planet, space, all those big things. You have worked professionally for 50 years, maybe a little more.
Yes, almost a century.
Almost a century. That gives you a lot of perspective.
Let's start, yes.
It gives you a big perspective. Yet, in recent years, you've described what you do as useless. Now, I would disagree, but I know where you're coming from, and some conversations today, they're attacking different issues. But today, do you still feel useless?
You know, I think it's a vital question. I'm sorry for my English. I am not so good than them. It's a vital question to ask yourself every morning when you wake up in front of your mirror. It's, am I useful or am I useless? I think it's very, very important. Because when you're born, you sign a contract with your community. And there is many things to do in this contract, but the first thing is to be useful for your community. I repeat in many ways, mainly for the evolution, but in many ways. And the problem for somebody like me, who have worked so much, so honestly, with so much violence, with so much everything, at the end, I realize I spend my life to try, but finally, to make useless things. Because finally, if we speak about design perhaps can help to have better life, but definitively cannot create life and cannot save life. And today, the urgency is to save life. Because during the time we speak, some people are dying for a lot of reasons, and even a lot of new reasons. The people have no water, people have polluted water, people have too much water. There is so many things to do. And us, we continue to speak about this charming small table like that don't look the right time. I think there is a time for everything. And today, with so many big challenges in front of us, design and me feel a little useless.
So you're still feeling it a little, but today I think we might make you feel more useful. We're
No.
addressing many of
No.
these things. I
That
think
will
today
change
is the
nothing,
day you will
sadly.
leave this afternoon feeling useful again.
No.
Let's talk about a specific project. We could talk
No,
about
what you can do, you can have a heart attack, and I kiss you on the mouth, and suddenly you rebirth, and
That's
I
useful.
shall be useful.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen this afternoon. You never know. You just hinted at a project. We could talk about many projects. You are renowned for your prodigious output, your creative output. But space. You've been commissioned to work on the world's first private space station, Axiom.
Axiom.
Which
Now, I was
launches
working
very
before
soon.
for Virgin Galactic, but it was not very serious, and now we work on the space station. It's very important. It's very important to work on space, because never forget, and we shall speak again about that, in 4 billions, 0.2 years, the sun will implode and we shall explode. That means we have to find a way to escape. That's why we are the only animal species who try always to fly. There is no, the cow don't try to fly. Us, we won't fly because we know we have something to do. That's why today the space is owned mainly by military. Who want our future driven by military? Definitely not. That's why anything, even the most stupid thing in space today, which can help the democratization and the freedom and the reappropriation of space by us, it's very important. After, it's fun. It's really fun.
It's an area you've been fascinated in for many years,
But
but
you
now
know,
it's happening though, it's 2020, I believe.
24, launched in
2024,
24, something like that.
Which is-
No, me,
and what exactly are you
I
doing?
born in that. I born in plane, I am pilot and things like that. But that is normal. But you know, there is something beautiful also. I think we have to go fast. But when we go to Houston, when we speak with the people, the astronauts, the captain of the station, there is beautiful things. One day I said, I try to help. I don't try just to paint it in pink or in the shawl skin. I said, what do you do? It's boring. So I said, no, it's not boring. But what do you do? But we wake up, we make some gym, and after we have a lot of work, and after we are exhausted, we go to bed. It's not boring. No, it's not boring. Okay. And every day, no, we don't work Saturday and Sunday. First surprising. And okay, what do? It's boring, but no. We wake up a little later, we make a little more gym, we send some mails to the family, and we go to see the world by the window. I said, okay, make some short count, but that you stay 8 hours looking at the Earth? They said, yes. No, I said, you stay 8 hours in the window? Yes. Mr. Stark, I'm sorry, perhaps you have not understood. Our problem is not to be in space. Our problem, us, is to be on the ground. We love to be in space. These people love to look at the world because every day they understand what it is. And they have really a different way of thinking. It's beautiful to speak with these people. So, at the end I said, but that means you are happy of everything. I cannot do anything. They said, no, we are happy. Perhaps not the toilets, perhaps. So, yes, it's very important to work in space.
But you're you're designing the interiors of the space station,
Yes,
of the
yes,
units?
yes. Yeah, no, it's very interesting because there is different part. Today there is the American part, which is a mess. There is a Russian part, which look like I don't know what. There is a Japanese part, which is perfectly clean, nobody work. Yeah. And no, okay, that is a stupid thing, but it's fun.
And have you booked your flight?
I am booked on Virgin Galactic, and yes, definitively, I shall go on the station, yes.
Yeah. Tell us what it's like when you get back. Let's discuss your broader vision.
If I come back,
if you come back,
because perhaps me too.
Yeah. You see the view and you don't want to come back.
Finished.
Let's discuss your broader vision and what you see as the big challenges facing the design industry today. I know this is an area that
There
you
is a
are
lot.
passionate
There is a
about.
lot. The first thing is a little about what you said. I think today we continue to kill other friends because we think they are stupid. We all know it's not true. We know that animals are human like everybody. That means we cannot continue. Now people start more and more to become vegetarian, good, but we are still sit on leather. This will be not acceptable. Today it's not acceptable. But in the next future, that will be absolutely not acceptable. That's why for industry of furniture, fashion and things like that, we shall need other products. That's why I hope that will make your big success and your fortune. That is the first thing. We have to stop to kill for nothing. These shoes are absolutely 100% synthetic. It's perfect. Why we continue? The second thing, I know you will ask this question and I have no memory. I'll make a list. After, there is something which is very important, is in 5, 6, 7 years maximum, there is no more oil. Start to down seriously. Oil gives us some gas for the cars. Who cares? Who cares about cars? And definitely we have electricity, hydrogen. But the biggest problem is this oil gives us also plastic. Fantastic synthetic product. And there is product of high quality which will be you can make only with oil. That it's a little problem. And also 80% of the population of the world is poor. And sometimes the only comfort they have, it's a poor plastic basin, red like that. The morning they wash the children, the lunch they prepare the lunch, and at night they put their pussing and they run because there is civil war. And when plastic, when I said cheap plastic, affordable plastic will disappear, what will happen for these people?
So this is a great product for...
Yes, it's a plastic. It's incredibly good if it's well done and if we think for what's happened after. But we have a sort of middle age which come back. You will tell me, but we shall have bioplastic. Yes, but today I don't know only one acceptable bioplastic. Because when people tell me this bioplastic is beautiful, yes, it's beautiful, it's made of corn. No way, no way. The biggest problem, I agree with you, I'm sorry, ecology, it's one of the biggest problems, but the biggest problem which will start in 22, which will be the famine, when there is famine, when there is nothing to eat. Yes. Famine. Yeah. And people will die by millions because there is nothing to eat. And us, me, Philippe Starck, with this beautiful company of Cartel, we shall continue to make beautiful chairs with plastic made with corn, with something that people can eat. No way, it's not acceptable. Okay, calm down, Mr. Starck. We have a plastic, we produce with a vegetal, nobody can eat it. Ah, it's good. But tell me, this takes some space, no? So we need some fields. And for these fields, with these fields, we can make something people can eat. Ah, yes. That's why today we don't have a real answer. It's a real problem. We have to think seriously of what will happen in the era post-plastic, in the post-plastic era. I'm sorry for my English.
So it's, no, very good English. So you say it's churlish, strange English word, to just say plastic is bad.
No, plastic is fantastic. Today, synthetical products are now better than noble natural products. Just we have to take our responsibility, follow the rules, follow the law, be responsible, and do it well, and secure the second life of this. Yes. But and recycling is a shit. But plastic, it's one of the best products you can have, and even philosophically, because we never create the stone, we never create the wood, but human intelligence, human genius have created plastic. It's a beauty.
We just have to make it recyclable.
No, more, because recycling, you know, was a trap created by the big capital to continue to produce. Because that became 15 years ago, it started to be clear it was difficult to continue to consume, and we have to find a solution. People say, oh, you know, don't care, continue to consume, we shall recycle this. Oh, good, we can continue. No way. Recycling, it's costly in energy. Recycling works at 10% if it's the good temperature, the good humidity, and things like this. That means that don't recycle. And recycled plastic are clearly not very good quality. That means we have not to continue to think that recycling is the solution. It's a small solution, small part of the solution.
One of many solutions we have
absolutely,
to find.
Absolutely. But all this brings the real question, which is like everybody, like every creator, designer, and things like that, I have participated, and I continue to participate, to try to find new ideas, to save energy, to create energy, and things like that. And there is a lot of people better than me for this, and we are boiling of ideas for energy. But at the end, when you see the numbers, everything we have done, and everything we shall make in the next years, it's a very, very small percentage of the real needs. That's why it's nice. Why we do it? It's because we are creators. We shall come back on that. But the problem is the only solution, the real only ecological solution is just to consume less. That's all. 15%, 20% less, that means it's nothing. Here I have 2 bottles, I consume just 1 bottle. 50%, wow, it's enormous, 50%.
You have a phrase, degrowth, which you use.
I speak about degrowth, but there is a big problem. I don't speak about social, thing like that, capitalistic thing. But there is a big problem in our DNA. We born for 400,000 years ago, like amoeba, we become a fish, we become a frog, we become a monkey, we stay a monkey with beautiful clothes. But one day, we start to be different of other animals when one of us said, I have an idea. And all the people, the friends of this, I don't know what, said, what is the idea? And the guy said, I have no idea. But this day, we start to be legitimate to exist. We become human. We become modern. Because we are creators. We are intelligent animals who create intelligence, which create intelligence. Like that, boom, 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 like a snowball. And it's incredible what we do. That means our DNA, our reason to exist is to create. And also, sadly, to produce. That's why now we have a big problem. Because we know that if we want to survive, we have to produce less. And if we produce less, to create less. That means our DNA said, I want to create, but my body said, no, I want survive. We have to consume less. That means we can call that, we have something to find, answer to find. I ask you the question, what can be the positive degrowth? What can be to be positive, to continue to create, but to degrowth in the same time? I have not the answer, but definitively I think we have to find this answer urgently because it's the only one. Now we come back small, we come back on this stage, and we speak about design, about us. It's very interesting, the positive degrowth, because that will create a new style. Because they said something interesting. They make mushrooms and cheese, I don't know what. And they said, but the company who will do that will change of structure. For this also, that will change everything. What will be the product of tomorrow, how we shall be dressed in this positive degrowth. That is a real challenge for a creator. It's a new territory of research. It's even fun and interesting.
It is, and it's, as you say, it's against our DNA. We want to create more, we want to make more, we want to produce more. And this also probably sends shudders to all the CEOs in the room, talking about degrowth, but I think it is something that we have to find a positive solution.
Absolutely. But there is something you have to immediately understand for all your company. Definitively, the cycle will be slower. That means today, in fashion business, there is 6 or 8 now trends by year, which is cuckoo. That means 8 times by year, you have to change of colors, of materials, of model, and things like that. It's completely ridiculous. It's a shame. It's an obscenity. That means all the cycle of consuming will go slower. And now the most modern word for everything is longevity. When I was young, longevity, transmission was completely old. It was for grandfather and things like that. Now it's the only way. Also to save. That means when I was buying before myself a miniskirt, I buy always miniskirt for me, it was for me and for 3 months. Now, when I buy my miniskirt, it's for me, all my life, for my daughter and for my granddaughter. That is very important. And we have all to think, all the producers have to think how keep the factory busy, how continue to pay the worker with this cycle, which will be absolutely not the same.
So the ramifications on industry, on employment can be
absolutely,
as disastrous.
Absolutely. After, we have to understand that the market will have a sort of dichotomy, we can say? Dichotomy. For now, it's temporary. That means the market will, a part of the market will be for intelligent and cultured people with money, which will have good food, organic, things like that, beautiful synthetic materials growing on themselves and things like that. And the other, and that will be very symmetric in the quality, more the quality will go up on one side, more the quality will go down on the other side. And on the other side, that will be poison, pure industrial poison, give for people considered like target consumer, like cattle, and that it's a big problem. We have to fight that. But definitively, I won't be optimistic. We shall win. That means honesty, vision, and quality will win. The business, like big American companies think like it is today, it's dead. It's an old idea. It's an old American idea post-Second War. It's completely obsolete. That's why just we have to accelerate everything. We have to make everything we can to accelerate the death of cynicism. Cynicism?
Cynicism.
Cynicism. Thank you very much. You speak well
English. I'll be your translator any day.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
I prefer your version, though. Cynicism.
and to finish this challenge, after we have something which is very interesting. It's the end of ownership. I am communist. Sadly, the communism of my dream was killed by bad people. But which is strange is that at the first test of communism, which don't work, we have stopped.
Who is the communist of your dreams? Was there a...
The real one, share to everybody have the same life.
Oh, the concept.
The concept.
Not an individual.
The concept.
Not Stalin.
But, and strangely, capitalism don't work, fail, bankrupt every 6 months, and we continue to fix it. We have to give back a second chance for the concept of communism. And strangely, that will become, the communism will come back through the production and through the capitalism, because it's the end of ownership. That means things we shall buy a chair, it's an old idea. Buy a car, it's an old idea. That is a real completely old idea. Now we shall rent, we shall lease everything, which is completely different. Because when a producer sells, he sells it, he takes the money, and he have no problem. Sorry for my English. When he rent it, you have to think seriously about the product, about all the life. That's why leasing, the end of ownership, the sharing of product will change also completely the product. That means we shall not design the same for a table which will be owned or rent. It's not the same material, it's not the same style. There is also some style to invent of the rented product.
The sharing economy.
That I think, well, we can continue like that a long time. There is so many other things, but that is some answer to your question.
It's a wonderful answer, many answers too. We seem to be kind of flirting and dancing around a dystopian view, but actually there's a utopian. There's some utopia in there, but it's many challenges.
No. In what I said, it's no utopian. It's no utopia.
No utopia.
No utopia. It's just what we have to do right now. Because our problem is not to not do it. Our problem is not to don't know how to do it. We are genius. We are incredibly intelligent. We always find the solution. The only problem, we are very childish. And childish. Yeah. We always find the solution when we are obliged. That means too late. And the time between the time we realize we have to make something and the time we cure the thing, this is where are made the irreversible damage. That is the problem. That means we have to learn to do fast. When we focus a problem, and we have a lot of problems we have focused, we have to cure it. It's a priority.
Sure. And we are creators, as you say, in our DNA. What makes us unique is we are creators, and we will create solutions.
That can be a good solution for the positive degrowth. That means we have to really work on all this challenge.
We're doing good. A positive note, you personally, what's your greatest achievement in your life so far? Maybe not so positive.
You know, the sadness of a creator like me, the sadness of a dreamer like me, of a professional dreamer like me, is I am still in a time where all the dreams are obliged to become a product. All the concepts have to become a product. And it's terrible because dream, it's always elegant. Product, it's always vulgar. That's why I cannot be proud of what I have made. You cannot be proud to have produced materiality. I can be proud to have fight, to have transformed a little design in a politic fight. I have to made it with honesty. That means I can be proud. My biggest achievement is perhaps the way I have worked, and it's not my work.
The way you have worked,
yes,
as opposed to
my
what
work
you have produced. And to close, if you hadn't gone on this path of being a designer, a creator, of making stuff, what would you have liked to have been? Or what can you still be?
It's almost the same question, the question of material and immateriality. I shall not come back on the vulgarity of materiality, which stink. And for me, my dream was to be, I don't know, to make something which have a great effect without materiality. What it is? You have politics, complicated. You have science, the most beautiful. Science, research. Science. And you have music. Music, it's incredible what you can do with music. Ding, dong, 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 you make a revolution. Bob Dylan. You can make anything, you can tell anything to everybody with music. That's why I think, yes, my regret is not to be a music composer. I am a little happy now because I make perfume. I don't make perfume because I am known and everybody who is a little known make a perfume to make money. It's not my subject. But I love the idea of perfume because it's almost at 99% immaterial. That means you take a little drop of perfume, you put on yourself, and wow, suddenly you are in your universe. Suddenly you are somewhere else. And when I think about that, I think especially about women. Because women live in a world made for men, made by men for men. And it's really difficult for women to live in this world. It's not secure. It's not comfortable. That's why when a woman puts some perfume, immediately, I think she feels inside his own crystal ball. She's protected, and I love this idea. It's a great effect. That's why today I approach my dream through the perfume.
That's a great way to end, to approaching your dream through perfume, because after lunch we have a smell expert in Cicel who made, this is her business card, and smell that, it makes you feel confident. And
it's good.
It's good, yeah?
Can be me, that.
But ladies and gentlemen, can we big hand for Philippe Starck?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Darling. Thank you.